Okay, so I would like to officially start the campaign for exorcism genre horror movies to cease to exist. If Hollywood cannot come up with original, fresh, new, or expanding ideas that can actually add to what the exorcism horror genre has already given us, please stop making these movies, because at this point they are just not only repetitive, boring, and fucking stupid, but it is completely just mind-bogglingly fucked up how y'all just completely keep missing the mark with these movies. And at this point, it is truly just painfully obvious. The exorcism genre is dead. The exorcism horror genre of movies are dead. That era is over. There is clearly nothing else to do with it. Please stop making these movies. But I still have to review this nonetheless. So this is The Exorcism. Look, even the titles are not even getting creative anymore. They just called it The Exorcism. I'm surprised it's 2024 and there's never been a movie called The Exorcism, or maybe there is, but it's The Exorcism of Emily Rose, or The Last Exorcism, or The Last Exorcism Part 2. It's just that there's too many of these and they just need to stop. But regardless, let's get on to the review. Hey guys, it's your guy in the chair here, and look, this is my review for The Exorcism, starring Russell Crowe, Chloe Bailey, Sam Worthington, I believe her name is Ryan Simpkins, and it was directed by Joshua John Miller. And our story follows an actor who is hired to play on an exorcism movie, and he's playing the priest. So Russell Crowe is playing a priest in an exorcism movie. It's a double entendre because he's playing a priest in an exorcism movie about playing a priest in an exorcism movie. So it's basically that. So basically that's going on, and what happens is they find out that the set is actually haunted by some entity or some sort of actual spirit that is trying to get into Russell Crowe. And yeah, it's basically based off the events of like when Poltergeist and the Omen, I believe, and The Exorcist, all those OG horror movies when they came out, and there were stories about how there were actual ghosts on set and they were being haunted. This is basically just a movie version of that reincarnated story being told, if that makes sense. It's long story short, this is about a movie set that's being haunted by an exorcism entity, or being haunted by an entity that takes over Russell Crowe's body, and he ends up needing an exorcism. Whatever. The plot really doesn't matter, because this movie truly does not matter. And it does not, make me happy, make me smile inside to say that I wish this movie would have been better. I did not have any expectation for this movie whatsoever walking in. But for this movie to completely not even remotely try to entertain me at all is completely just baffling to me. Like, for me to literally walk away with only one thing that I liked about this movie, and it's Russell Crowe's performance. And even then, Russell Crowe's performance makes me upset because they completely wasted it. He actually was trying to do a tremendous job as this exorcism acting pope entity guy. That's how I'm going to describe him. He tried his very best. He actually did a very, very good job in the movie. They just completely wasted his performance, because everything else, every other aspect that is included in this movie, every other aspect that you need to make a good horror movie, it's not here. It's non-existent. There's no good writing. There are no good jump scares. The story sucks. The characters suck. Everything sucks. Everything sucks. It's just completely recycled material that isn't even made to be something useful. There is literally nothing here for us. Honestly, the more I let this movie sit with me, the more I thought about this movie, it completely just got worse and worse and worse in my head. I mean, I've never been, actually that's not true. I've been more bored before in movies, but it's like this one here, I'm just really getting tired of these exorcism movies, man. I don't understand why these need to keep being made. Now, like I said, The Exorcism Believer, or The Exorcist Believer, horrible movie, really bad. And honestly, I think the guy's name is David Gordon Green, who made those. He made that Halloween trilogy, where the first Halloween, in my opinion, was the only good Halloween movie. The other two are complete and utter garbage, but we'll save that conversation for another day. But David Gordon Green was supposed to make the next Exorcist trilogy, and that just didn't work. And then the post-Exorcist came out. I never even saw that one, but I didn't hear great things about it, so I didn't really miss out on much. And then I just caught this movie because, hey, I wanted to catch another movie after The Bike Riders. And honestly, I couldn't see Thelma, so I settled for this. And settle did I do. I settled so hard, it just made me so depressed inside. Just like Russell Crowe's character throughout the film. It's truly a lackluster, non-scary, just complete waste of time. That's what this is. I mean, I truly feel bad for Russell Crowe because, like I said, he truly gave a very good performance in this movie. And honestly, like, his voice was very tormenting. He was very menacing. He did a very good job as the entity when he needed to do the possession voice and things like that. But everyone else is just completely boring. I'll say this about Ryan Simpkins, who played his daughter. She did a pretty good job as well, but I think her character was just written very poorly, and I did not care about the daddy-daughter dynamic that they were trying to shove into our faces the entire film. I did not care about that part of the story whatsoever. I didn't necessarily care. That is truly the only part of the story that they really try to get you to care about. So if that ain't working, you ain't really caring about anything else in this movie. I could care less about anything else that was going on in this movie. It was just completely painful to sit through. And on top of that, it was a late night showing. It had me dozing off a few times. And I tried so hard to fight the sleep. I luckily did not pass out in the theater because I don't like going to sleep on movies. But it was doing its damned best. This movie was doing its best to put me to sleep, and it was succeeding tremendously. It was succeeding tremendously because it is so boring. And the jump scares are just, there's no effort put into the scares for this movie whatsoever. There was no effort put into this movie only by Russell Crowe. Chloe Bailey's in this movie. And do something else. Not like choose another profession. She's a pretty decent actress. I think she is a pretty decent actress. I just think whatever the goal was for this project, whatever the director was telling these castmates to do to pull off his vision, none of it worked. As Charlemagne would say, nah, that ain't it. That just ain't it. It just truly was not it. I will say this, though. There was one character, Adam Goldberg, who played Peter, the director in the movie. He did a pretty good job, too. So there are some salvageable performances in the film. But as far as coming together to make a congruent story, one that is even remotely scary or something that you can just be invested in, yeah, they fail on every single level when it comes to that. When it comes to trying to make you even remotely interested in what's going on in this movie, they fail at every single portion of that. It's an utter disaster. That's what this movie is. And look, plain and simply, guys, don't go waste your money on this. This truly could have been a straight to streaming movie. Don't know why it got released in theaters. As far as I'm concerned, the exorcism horror genre era of movies needs to die unless we have something fresh and new to add to it, because it's just getting old. There's nothing here anymore. This just needs to die. You just need to live and let die. Live and let die. I'm sorry, I really like that song, but it just needs to die. This entire exorcism thing just needs to go because there's nothing else to add to it. And look, overall, like I said, there are some salvageable performances, but other than that, there is no effort put into this movie whatsoever. And for all those reasons and so many more, guys, I'm going to give The Exorcism a 1.5 out of 5 stars. All right, guys, so The Exorcism, have you seen it? Hopefully not, but if you have, what did you think about it? Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Look, this is your guy in the chair. More content coming to you soon.